Crown 86 comes to an end, our finish line. And what a finale we have in store for you. 4 championship races with over $2 million at stake. We're at magnificent new Garden State Park in Cherry Hill, New Jersey for tonight's crowning episode. When the night began, we started with 56 of harness racing's finest trotters and pacers, headed by Redskin in the 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Pace. Follow My Star is the choice in the 3-year-old filly Pace. And the 3-year-old Colt and Gelding Trot seems like a rematch of the Hambletonian, with Royal Prestige and Nuclear Cosmos battling for the title. And finally, Amity Chef looms the favorite in the 3-year-old Colt and Gelding Pace. You know, it's certainly been a great year for comebacks with 55-year-old Bill Shoemaker and Nicholas and the Mets winning. Well, here's another big comeback story of 86.
One of the most aptly named horses of all time took the standardbred world by storm in 1985. Follow My Star burst onto the scene in early summer, and for the rest of the season, all her peers could do was follow the streaking star across the finish line, watch her on the far outside in the rich Sweetheart Pace. Losing only once in 14 tries, she impressed many horsemen as the finest freshman pacing filly ever to flash across the sky, until a hoof problem, the day of the Breeders' Crown, started a long chain of minor problems.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind. I think she's probably the greatest standardbred filly that's ever raced. And we went through last year and had a lot of good luck, and right on the end, we had to scratch out the Breeders' Crown, which was just a terrible disappointment. And we started off great this year, and then we had a problem with her foot, and we had a terrible setback for the rest of the season. And now she's back good again. We had a little problem at Lexington where she couldn't race, and it was a shame because I know that she had a chance to break all the world's records.
It's been one heartbreaking setback after another, but a happy ending may be moments away. Shonier winning a month ago. Notice the similarities from a year before. Same machine-like gait, same lethal stretch kick, same lack of urging by driver John Campbell. The Queen is back, and the Breeders' Crown and redemption is at hand. I'm joined now by Lou Guida, owner of Follow My Star, among so many other phenomenal standardbreds. Mr. Guida, Bruce Nichols implied that you really wanted to own Follow My Star. $650,000 worth, that's how much you wanted her. Why did you want her so much?
Well, first, I think she was a bargain at that price. In my opinion, she's the greatest filly that ever lived. As a 2-year-old, she was invincible, and I think that she'll prove it tonight, even though she was a little game. She was real game. She was hurting last week, and she's not 1,000,000%, but she's a game filly. I think the best that ever lived.
You've had so many good horses, and you've also employed so many phenomenal trainers to train your horses, yet when you purchased Bruce Nichols, you made what I felt was an exemplary decision. You left the filly in Bruce Nichols' care. How'd you decide to do that?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And there you have some great days from Mr. Guida, who has won Breeders' Crowns with Nihilator and Mac Lobel and Caressible. How badly do you want the Breeders' Crown tonight?
I want to win every time I'm out there. I wanted this filly to win tonight.
Best of luck to you and Follow My Star, Mr. Guida. Let's go back to Dave Johnson.
Well, we'll have the fillies in action after we take this brief time out, so come on back.
The Breeders' Crown, 3-year-old filly Pace, also contested in eliminations, and they were both excellent races. They both took place earlier this evening. Once again, to whittle the wheat from the chaff, there were 17 fillies in the box. The reason they were probably in there was because Follow My Star was scratched last week, so people might not have thought she'd be at her best, and they weren't sure if she'd even drop in. But she is in, and now let's see the first elimination of 2-year-old pacing fillies. 3-year-old pacing fillies, excuse me. As they turn for home, there was an excellent, excellent race with Follow My Star, who had been first over. She's just going to keep grinding and grinding, and eventually she'll wear down the early leader. Looks like rain. Sales Girl's going to get room very, very late, and you'll see her come to the inside now as Search Party narrows in from the outside, but Follow My Star, just the best, and she wins in 156. She'll be drawing for one of the 2 inside post positions. Follow My Star trying to continue that comeback story and put in her bid for 3-year-old pacing filly honors. The top 4 in that race will come back for the final. Follow My Star, Sales Girl, Search Party, and Jezebel Hanover. In the second division, young driver Richie Silverman worked Shocking Secret from the far outside to the front just past the half. The fractions were kind of soft. Rita Rockland had challenged first over, but she was not good enough. Buddy Gilmore is going to make a late run with Lavish Laura on the outside, but the 28-1 stinger that Shocking Secret put in at the end of the race was just going to be far too much for these fillies. Shocking Secret sets up well for the final division. Lavish Laura glows softly, some pace on the end of it, but there you see the landslide filly, Shocking Secret. She won in 156-4 with a big last quarter. The top four that will be returning for the final: Shocking Secret, Lavish Laura, Glow Softly, Walking on Air, and let's go back to Dave and Ellie for the post parade.
They're coming out of the paddock, and the beat just never ends around here. The finale for the 3-year-old Pacing fillies, the call to the post, and let's take a look at number 1, Shocking Secret, with Richie Silverman driving.
I think this filly is probably the one horse that can win this final. She's consistent, she's fast, and in her elimination, she took the lead, and she won her division handily.
Hey, a quick word about that head pole. It looked like a, well, we'll take a look at it later. Here we go with number 2, Follow My Star, and John Campbell.
She's a $1 million superstar. Her most impressive performance came in the Pilgrim when she finished a strong second to Robust Hanover. Tonight she was first over. She won her division. I still think she's the one to beat.
And that is the 2-horse Follow My Star. How about the 3-horse Lavish Laura with Buddy Gilmore, one of the long shots?
She's made over $100,000 this year, not really coming into this race at her peak. She was really second in her elimination, and that helped her for the draw, but I think she's still going to have a tough time of it in here.
And Sales Girl with Eddie Davis starts from post 4 and on the screen now.
Even though she won 5 out of 7 starts as a 2-year-old, she is a much better filly this year. Finishing second in her division, she's a definite factor in here and should be Follow My Star's main competitor.
Number 5 from post 5, Search Party with Benny Webster.
Early in the season, she was a filly that couldn't be overlooked. She has over $260,000 made this year. She pretty much had things her own way, and she can't be overlooked either.
You know, we overlooked Super Flora up in Canterbury when Ron Waples brought that one from off the pace. How about Glow Softly, his charge in here?
She's been a fairly consistent filly. She's a New York Sire Stakes winner. She finished third in her elimination, but I feel she'll need a little bit of racing luck to be a main contender.
Number 7 is Jezebel Hanover, and Bill O'Donnell tries to come back to the winner's circle with this long shot.
This filly had a little break from her last race on October 9th, but she qualified well, and in her elimination, she managed to finish 4th, but the post position she's drawn is not to her advantage.
And completing the field, the 8-horse Walkin' on Air with Peter Rosito.
This is another filly that had a great 2-year-old year, but I don't think she came back quite as good as she was last year. She made the final by finishing 4th, but it's going to be a tough assignment for her.
So the horses, the drivers, and the announcers are all trying to warm up in any event as we get ready for the 6th race, the final for the 3-year-old Pacing fillies, and we'll have that action after these messages. Let's take a look at current odds for the 3-year-old Pacing fillies. We see that it's 6-1. That might be a bargain for Shocking Secret. Follow My Star is 4-5, right where we all expected. Lavish Laura is 6-1. Sales Girl getting a lot of support from an 8-1 starting price down to 3.5-1. Search Parties, Glow Softly, Jezebel Hanover, and Walking on Air, all double figures. Ellie, for those fans out there who would have been following the 3-year-old Pacing fillies all year, I suppose we should bring them up to date on Anacrombie and H.H. Shadow, then the reasons that they're not here.
Well, Anacrombie was a sensational filly, and again, a filly that's not eligible to the Breeders' Crown. That's why she's not here. She just was fabulous all this fall. And it's too bad, you know, there's really not much you can do about it because the payments are made early in the year. H.H. Shadow, unfortunately, we don't see her here, not only because she's not eligible, but this is a filly that raced with the Colts in the cane pace, finished second to Barberry Spur, and she broke a bone and was sidelined late in the year, so we won't be seeing her until next year. But both of these mares could return hopefully next year as aged pacers.
That certainly would be something to look forward to. We mentioned the head pole earlier. It's a piece of equipment. It's sort of like a pool cue, and it's put on the side of the horse. And trainer Ellie Saramo, why do you do it?
Well, normally, Dave, you'll see a horse turn their head left or right, and this helps the driver steer the horse.
So Richie Silverman will be trying to steer Shocking Secret home tonight and to gain a place with this great history of the 3-year-old pacing fillies. Let's take a look back at the 2 previous years of this contest.
Up on the outside moves Naughty But Nice. Milan Hanover right there is second. That's Hit Parade on the outside third, and here they come through the stretch. Naughty But Nice has the lead. Hit Parade the only challenger through the stretch. Naughty But Nice on the inside. Hit Parade closing the center. Down along the inside, it's Naughty But Nice in front.
And coming around the turn, Neris with the lead. Steinem is next. Forever Sparkle from the inside. Breeze Free from the outside. Coming around the turn to the head of the stretch from the drive toward the finish. And Neris is the leader. Steinem from the outside. Forever Sparkle. Then it's Breeze Free. Coming down the stretch toward the finish. And Neris from the inside. Steinem from the outside. And Neris and Steinem both finish, and here they are.
Well, those 2 races from 84 and 85 certainly were interesting. 86 is going to be no exception. Happy to welcome the general manager here at Garden State, Bob Quigley, an old friend and a great friend of racing. And Bob, what kind of a crowd have you got tonight?
Dave, we've got a sensational crowd tonight. It's a record for harness racing at Garden State. We've got at least 21,000. The final tally hasn't been taken yet.
So even on a night like this, with the weather down, the temperature down, the folks still come out to see the good horses.
It is a little cold, but the good races do bring the audience.
Bob, give us some idea of what's going to happen here at Garden State. I know there were some developments of late.
Well, we've shortened our harness season, and we will be closing on December the 6th. Starting next week, we will race on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. We're going to become a weekend racetrack until mid-December.
And Bob, turning our attention to the Breeders' Crown, it certainly has revolutionized the end of the season.
It sure has. Normally at this time of the year, we would really be trying to scratch up a crowd, but with these very fine races, the Breeders' Crown has brought the audience with us.
You must be very proud, though, that the Breeders' Crown chose Garden State, the Hamiltonian Society, for the final 4 races in the real glamour division.
Yeah, we're really thrilled to be able to play host to these fine races because it brings the end of the year championships together, and a lot will be decided on who's going to be the various champions.
Garden State racing thoroughbreds as well as harness throughout the year?
Yes, we will. We'll start our thoroughbred season in mid-February, and that goes to mid-June.
So if you're in the neighborhood vacationing or coming through the area, I'm sure that you stop at Garden State would be a very nice thing to do.
Be a very welcome thing.
Thanks very much for joining us, Bob Quigley, and we'll be back with more after this. Current odds as we get ready for the 3-year-old filly pace. Follow My Star continues to be the heavy favorite at 1-2. That means you bet 2, you win 1, you get 3 in return for that. Shocking Secret at 5-1, down a notch. Sales Girl is strong at 4, and the rest double figures here in race number 6. And sort of get an inside look at what's going to happen in the race. Alan Kirschenbaum, what's your analysis?
Well, I'd like to get an inside look from inside the grandstand. It is absolutely freezing out here. Follow My Star has drawn the 2-hole. Shocking Secret the rail. And let me tell you something. Follow My Star doesn't leave the gate too well, but Shocking Secret does. So John Campbell, no way will he elect to try and outlead Richie Silverman with Shocking Secret. He'll just sort of settle in there behind her and wait for the field to clear. There are a couple other fillies who can lead pretty well. I think Billy O'Donnell and Jezebel Hanover may try to bust out of there from the far outside, but I really think that Shocking Secret, who was really impressive in her division, will be able to control most of the pace, or at least as much as she wants. John Campbell will wait and pretty much try to time his move because he took a lot out of his filly in the first heat. Don't forget, Follow My Star, probably not at her tightest. She really hasn't raced all that much, and she was scratched last week. But I really do think she's the best. And when John Campbell makes his move, you saw in the first division how she just sort of grinded her way. She was on the outside, and she just kept coming and coming and coming. Tonight, in the final, I think Campbell might ask her to use a little faster speed, and when he does make his move, she will really go. Sales Girl had a very easy trip, not getting room until very late in the race, and I do think that she'll have a lot of pace at the end of the mile, but Follow My Star's the best. Dave and Ellie.
Alan, you mentioned the draw for post positions 1 and 2. Well, Ellie, just how did we come up with the post position, since we did have an elimination for this one?
Well, what happens is when the winner of one elimination and the winner of the other elimination, they come to the draw, they draw for the 1 and 2 hole. Then, respectively, the horses that finish second draw for the 3 and 4 hole, the horses that finish third draw for the 4 and 5 hole, the 5 and 6 hole, and the horses that finish fourth draw for the 7 and 8 hole.
Let's talk about a couple of the horses in here. Sales Girl really seems to be getting more support than we thought.
Well, Sales Girl, if you look on the program, Dave, this filly has been absolutely tremendous this year. She really can't be overlooked because she has been that good. There's a couple other fillies in here that really do have a shot. Shocking Secret, for instance. I mean, this mare has been tremendous. She's got 245,000 made. She's done well all year. You really can't overlook these fillies.
Okay, let's find out if Follow My Star can continue the comeback trail this year. She will be starting from the post number 2. John Campbell looking for another Breeders' Crown victory and odds on in the wagering. Be easy to follow with that blue shadow roll. Number 2 is Follow My Star, the favorite, and we go now for the call of the race to Keith Jones.
Thank you, Dave. Should be an outstanding race here with Follow My Star. And they're off. From the outside, Glow Softly leads. Jezebel Hanover alongside is second. On the inside, Shocking Secret moves up. As they hit the first turn, Glow Softly to the inside. Jezebel Hanover now goes on to take the lead. Glow Softly second. Shocking Secret away third. Following fourth is Follow My Star. She is fourth at this stage. Search Party is now parked out and moving up from fifth. Followed next by Lavish Laura. Sales Girl parked out and moving up. And Walkin' on Air is the early trailer. They passed the first station in a moderate 29 and 1. They're on to the back stretch, and Shocking Secret now up to take over. Jezebel Hanover second, but here's Search Party now. Search Party set after the lead. Shocking Secret right there at the rail. Sales Girl into the outside flow. Quick action now as they move up the back stretch. Search Party up to take over, but Sales Girl is on the move. Shocking Secret is now third. Jezebel Hanover fourth. Walkin' on Air is parked out, and now moving up from fifth. Farther back to Glow Softly, and to the outside, Lavish Laura, and Follow My Star is eighth at this stage. She's about 7 lengths off the lead. A flat 58 seconds for the half mile. Follow My Star has her work cut out for her here as they move to the far turn. Sales Girl leads the way. Search Party is second. Moving up to the outside, Walkin' on Air parked out, and now moving up into that second spot. Lavish Laura has picked up cover. She's quickly within 2.5 lengths of the lead. Then it's Shocking Secret, Follow My Star, Glow Softly, and Jezebel Hanover. But Sales Girl leads the pack by the 3/4 in 1:27 and 1. They're into the stretch. They'll have to catch Sales Girl. Here comes Search Party up out of the pocket. And on the outside, Follow My Star with a tremendous burst of speed. Follow My Star is taking the lead. Glow Softly has dead air on the outside. And right there in between horses with a late burst. And taking the lead, Lavish Laura on the outside. Glow Softly, it's too close to call.
Too close to call is right. About the only thing we know right now is that it was 156 and 2 on the watch, but a very tight photo, and that's why they have a photo finish.
Boy, we keep talking about this cold weather. I can't believe that these fillies went in 156 and 2. That's tremendous.
And let's take a look at the stretch drive again. And as the folks upstairs are developing the film, we'll watch it from the head of the stretch home.
Well, at one point, Follow My Star did get a call, and it's too bad. She didn't get to win her Breeders' Crown after all. But Glow Softly, I believe she was making a move on the outside, and then it was just a matter of Follow My Star coming up empty. And it's unbelievable, these fillies going in 56 and 2. It's just too tight of a photo to call. I can't call it myself, Dave.
Well, I don't even know who's in the photo because the monitor's so far away. But we'll just wait for the photo finish, and we'll be back after this. 3-year-old fillies finish in the Crown from Garden State. Stay tuned. Well, the 6 horses glow softly, but those lights sure glow harshly. And if you had a $2 ticket on Glow Softly, you will pound to the windows and collect $67.40 on the win spot and good prices right across the board. The photo showed that number 3, Lavish Laura, was second in the tight blanket photo, with Follow My Star getting the show dough and Jezebel Hanover finishing fourth. Let's take a quick trip over to the winner's circle. And Alan, where are you going to pick up the race?
Well, we're going to pick it up in the half. First of all, Ronnie Waples, we didn't get to talk to you up in Canterbury. It was cold up there. It's colder here tonight. Was that the first time you ever drove Glow Softly?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen her, but she sure got my vote.
I bet she looked pretty good. We're going to pick up the action at the half. Glow Softly had left out of there like a cannonball from the outside for Ronnie Waples. And Ronnie, where are you right around the half?
Right around the half, I was starting to get shuffled back. I was in the 2-hole going to the quarter pole, and I just got further shuffled back right to last to the 3/4 pole.
Now, you know, Follow My Star raced real good in elimination, and she was coming on the outside. What are you thinking now? Just trying to get room?
I just wanted to get out and Follow My Star's back. I knew she was going to take me a long way and just hoped that I could pick up a little money.
Did you feel like your filly was good and strong? Did she act at this point as they came to the top of the stretch that she had enough pace to get a check?
She felt real good, but when I felt better as Follow My Star looked like she was getting a little tired about halfway up the stretch, and then I thought I had a shot.
Well, if you look as far outside as you can, that'll be Ronnie Waples. Lavish Laura and Buddy Gilmore are going to come to the inside. Follow My Star between them, and on the far outside, there's Glow Softly, a horse that Billy O'Donnell decided not to drive in favor of Jezebel Hanover. When did you know you had the race won?
Just right near the wire. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe Buddy might have won it. I couldn't really tell from where I was.
Ronnie, congratulations. I know you got some more work left to do tonight. Let's go back over to Dave Johnson.
And Ron Waples, who won the richest filly race of all time at 83 with the Sweetheart, he took it with Shannon's Fancy, wins another big one tonight. Ah, that's the skyline of brotherly love. And take a look at the long shot prices at Garden State as Glow Softly pays $67.40, $29.60, and $6.40. Lavish Laura, $14 and $4.40. Follow My Star, the favorite, $2.60, $1.56 and 2 the final time as Glow Softly led Lavish Laura, Follow My Star, Jezebel Hanover, Shocking Secret, Search Party, Walking on Air, and Sales Girl finished 8th. And it must be quite a nice evening for you.
It certainly is. I thought I had second there. I knew she was coming on. I was real happy to be down here.
What's it like to be the owner of one of these long shots in one of these great races?
Well, we've only been in the business for a short while, my brothers and I, and it's a great thrill. I was thinking when I was coming here that this even might be the last time I might get in this kind of race, but it certainly is exciting. I knew we had a good chance.
Michael Walsh,
did you buy her as a yearling?
Yes, we did.
What made you buy her?
My father.
You got a great father. Thank you very much.
Did you better?
Well, not heavily, but as heavily as we bet we
All
did.
right. 57 and change. Thanks very much. Michael Walsh, the owner of Glow Softly.